Hi, welcome to Practice English 365. I'm Anna, and today we will practice English together. You will listen, repeat, and speak with me, just like in a real conversation. Our topic for today is pets and animals. Now, let's get started. When I was a child, my family had a small dog named Max. He was brown, with big eyes and soft ears. Every morning, as soon as I opened the door, Max ran to me, wagging his tail. I always said, "Good morning, Max," and he barked as if he was answering, "Good morning." One memory I will never forget is when I came home from school feeling sad. I sat on the floor and Max quietly put his head on my lap. He didn't say anything. Of course, dogs don't talk, but his eyes told me, "I'm here for you." That simple moment taught me that animals understand feelings in their own way. My neighbor, Mrs. Green, had a cat named Bella. Bella was elegant and sometimes a little bossy. She liked to sit on the window and watch birds. Whenever I visited Mrs. Green, Bella jumped onto my lap without asking. One time, I tried to move her and she meowed loudly as if to say, "Don't you dare." Cats and dogs are so different. Dogs often say, "I love you, I need you." Cats often say, "You are nice, but I am the boss." Still, both give comfort in their own ways. In high school, my friend David had a parrot named Sunny. Sunny could talk. Every time I walked in, Sunny shouted, "Hello, Anna." It was so funny. Sometimes Sunny copied David's mom, saying, "Dinner time," and everyone laughed. Parrots are small, but they fill the room with energy. One day, David asked me, "Do you want to try teaching Sunny a new word?" I said, "Sure, let's try good morning." I repeated good morning again and again. Finally, Sunny said, "Good morning," and we both clapped like children. That memory still makes me smile. When I was in college, I volunteered at an animal shelter. There were dogs, cats, and even rabbits. Every morning I walked the dogs. Some were shy, some were loud, and some were gentle. One dog, named Lucky, followed me everywhere. If I stopped, he stopped. If I walked, he walked. I said to him, "You really are lucky, aren't you?" The shelter taught me that animals also need friends. They need care, food, and love. When a family came to adopt Lucky, I felt happy, but also a little sad. I whispered, "Goodbye, my friend. Be happy in your new home." Not all animals are pets. Some are wild, but they still play an important part in our lives. I remember visiting a farm with my friend Emily. There were cows, sheep, and chickens. A farmer let us feed the sheep. I held out my hand, and the sheep licked the food with its rough tongue. I laughed and shouted, "That tickles!" Emily laughed too and said, You look funny. Animals on farms give us food and clothing. They are not just animals in pictures. They are part of human life. Seeing them up close gave me respect for how much they give us. Traveling also gave me chances to see animals in nature. Once, I went hiking in the mountains with my friend Michael. Suddenly, we saw a family of deer. They were quiet, graceful, and beautiful. We stopped, whispered, "Look at them," and stayed still so we wouldn't scare them away. That moment felt magical, as if nature opened a secret door for us. Another time, I visited the beach with Sarah. We saw dolphins jumping in the water. Sarah shouted, "Did you see that?" And I said, "Yes, amazing." The dolphins looked so free, moving with joy. Watching them reminded me that the world is full of beauty when we take the time to notice it. Of course, pets are not always easy. They need care, food, and time. Max, my dog, once chewed my favorite shoes. I shouted, "Max, no!" He looked guilty with big, sad eyes. I couldn't stay angry for long. I learned that having a pet means patience. My friend Emily once told me a funny story about her rabbit, Snowy. Snowy escaped from the cage and ran around the living room. Emily chased him, shouting, "Come back, Snowy!" Finally, Snowy stopped and sat quietly as if nothing happened. Pets bring chaos, but also laughter. Sometimes pets teach us responsibility. When I was younger, my parents told me, if you want a pet, you must take care of it. Feeding Max every morning, cleaning after him, and taking him for walks taught me discipline. Animals are teachers too, though they never use words. When I think about Max, Bella, Sunny, Lucky, Snowy, and even the wild deer and dolphins I saw, I feel grateful. Each animal gave me memories. Some gave me comfort, some made me laugh, and some showed me the beauty of nature. Without animals, the world would feel empty. With animals, life feels richer, warmer, and more alive. That's it for today's practice. Today, we shared stories about pets and animals, from dogs and cats to parrots, rabbits, farm animals, and even wild dolphins. Each story shows how animals bring joy, laughter, and lessons into our lives. If you keep practicing like this every day, your English will sound smoother, more natural, and more confident. If you liked today's video, type yes in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We'll be here every day, walking with you on your English journey. See you tomorrow, right here on Practice English 365.